All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CAGcast episode number 543. I'm your host, Cheapy D, here in Long Island, New York. And as always, we're joined by a man who doesn't like God of War as much as you do, Wombat.
That's not true. I'm sure I like it more than some people.
Maybe.
There are probably people who don't like it at all.
I'm going with I'm strictly a numbers game here.
So you say that the odds are
that that's going to resonate with a lot of people.
I probably like it more than you do.
I'll fight you right now. We'll get into that later.
Yes.
I just couldn't come up with anything more clever than that. Shipwreck, how you doing, man?
Right.
I'm hanging in. Doing a podcast.
Nice.
What are you guys up to? Podcasting?
I'm also podcasting at this time, yes.
Good.
What a weird coincidence.
Ty came home from school today, and he's like, oh, by the way, I have a concert tonight that I never told you about. And I need to wear a white shirt and tie and black pants and blah, blah, blah. We have and I'm like, oh, okay. Like we have two other events on Wednesdays. So all right, let me get that white shirt, the one white shirt that we have. I'm like, it's in the closet, right, Ty? You hung it up? He's like, yeah, I hung it up. Go into the closet. There's no white shirt anywhere. Go looking through the laundry. No white shirt. I don't have time to really go shopping because Ty's got all these events before the concert. So I'm looking around. I start picking up stuff on the bottom of the closet, like his toys, and it's underneath all these toys and stuff. And it's just crumbled into a white ball with razor sharp wrinkles in it. So anyway, during one of his events, I went to Target and I bought a hand steamer, which was really good. You ever get one of those?
Why not just use an iron?
We don't have an iron. We had an iron.
You don't have an iron?
We had one in Japan, but we didn't bring it with us because of the electricity.
Because who takes an iron with them when they move?
Well, it wouldn't
That I
work
get.
because it's an electric currency thing, different currency.
I don't know that we have
I
an
get it.
iron.
Current.
Yeah, irons aren't like crazy expensive. Most people have an iron.
Shipwreck
I don't
just
know that
says
we
he
do.
doesn't- Yeah.
Yeah.
Because usually, you take your clothes to get dry cleaned if you're have a suit or something.
Shipwreck, you will have an iron in your near future because you have a daughter, and I have a feeling that your daughter will be a Girl Scout.
I have a feeling that's probably not true, but
You don't think so? You don't think Girl Scouts is in her future?
it wasn't in either of Gretchen or I's past. So
It wasn't in mine
Shipwreck,
either.
you weren't a
but-
Girl Scout? Are you sure?
I've eaten some of their cookies.
I've seen some pictures. Oh, sorry. So too much. And transmission.
You don't even need to iron that stuff. You just get.
Shipwreck was the little redhead girl in Troop Beverly Hills.
Dude, the steamer thing worked.
Yeah,
I'm sure
we have a steamer. We have a dryer that has a de-wrinkle setting. You get some of that Downy spray stuff that works well.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Spray sounds too chemically. I like hand steaming. $30. Target. It's $5 off this week, by the way. In case you're looking to pick one of those up. I never had one before. I was pretty excited by it. Does the job. I can think of a lot of uses because my shit's always I always leave my clothes on the floor anyway.
Do you guys invest in hangers at all?
I got hangers, but my clothes are big and they fall off the hangers. I'm going to blame it on that and not that I'm lazy.
I don't know that that's a thing. I don't know that big clothes just fall off hangers.
They make extra big hangers now, which I try to get. So it's not a valid excuse. I recognize
I also
that.
need big hangers.
You do? Are you talking?
Sure.
Are you talking about clothing?
Oh, no, I didn't know what you were talking about. Sorry. I had to step away for a minute.
No bathroom talk in the first 10 minutes of the show. Actually, people
Since when?
People complain.
Since when?
People are complaining that I haven't had any poop stories.
Oh, I thought you were saying people are complaining that we had too many poop stories. I'm like, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to think any. Well, I can't. Nothing. It's nothing worth mentioning if I.
You don't want to force it.
Never.
That's how you get piles.
All right. Do you guys want to play armchair psychiatrist?
I can't wait.
Because Mrs. Cheapy just told me the weird story.
Okay.
Okay. One of her friends had just had a baby, pretty recently, and this was going to be her first night out, after having the baby, the husband was supposed to come home a little early from work, watch the baby, and they're going out to eat. Her and her girlfriends, and my wife is one of the girlfriends. So they make a reservation at some special Japanese restaurant, and it's one of these places where it's so popular you have to give a credit card, and then they're going to charge you if you don't make it to the reservation. You ever hear of that, Wombat?
I have heard of that.
These fancy New York elite.
I was going to say I don't frequent those places, but I am familiar with the concept.
These elitist East Coast restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it might have even been a new restaurant. I'm pretty sure it was a Japanese restaurant. Anyway, so the long and the short of it is the husband gets so drunk on the way home from work. We're not exactly sure what happened, but the husband is so drunk that the wife can't make it to the dinner and has to now take care of the husband because he's certainly too drunk to watch the baby by himself and now, in fact, needs to be taken care of. So she has to cancel the dinner, and it's very embarrassing as a Japanese woman, blah, blah, blah. You get the drill. So I'm asking you as husbands who have wives with children, how could you get drunk on the way home from work? So drunk. Like what's happening there? I have my own theory.
I have a story where I got drunk on my way home from work once.
But you weren't supposed to watch your baby.
No, it was before we had children.
Right. So it's a completely different situation. So what do you think's happening?
We had a thing after, so it was right when we were going away. And we were going to drop our dog off at this doggy daycare place that was super fancy. And they were having an open house to show us what they would do with the dog. It was a very Manhattan-y thing. And I got loaded with it was my new boss at the time. He's like, oh, come out for drinks with me. And he got me just hammered. So I showed up at this thing super drunk. And I think my wife still is mad at me from that. And that was 12 years ago. And I've never had a drink again.
That's not true. It's not true, and you didn't answer my question. You just told a story about yourself instead of answering my question.
Because I don't know I don't know anything about this guy. What is?
I don't either. But
it just sounds like he didn't want to do that.
Right?
Is he? Yeah. Is it that he just didn't want to watch his own child? Did he resent his wife for going out? Has he been out yet?
Of course he has been. Of course he's been. Come on.
I don't know. Is
I just told you that you had to. You really need to answer that question. Ask that question.
So the guy's a jerk. What are you in for me?
My theory is that he resents that the baby is getting all the attention and that he wants to be the baby and he wants the attention. So not only is he not going to take care of the baby, but he's going to take the baby's place. And now mommy's going to take care of him.
I think mommy needs to find a new daddy.
I don't know. Or maybe daddy likes drinking too much.
That could be it too. Maybe he has a problem.
I don't know. It's pretty weird.
Yes.
And these I don't know, these Japanese, I don't know. These Japanese ladies are pretty funny. My wife told me this other story, how her other friend, when my wife was living in Japan, as a Japanese person would do, when she was, in high school or, I guess high school, she would go out to bars and there'd be a lot of white guys there. And the white guys would be, hitting on the Japanese women. And because the Japanese women didn't understand English that well, they would say things like, you call them like bitches and things like that, like between words, if you know what I'm saying, like being dicks.
Sure.
Being total dicks. And because my wife understands English and speaks English, she would understand what was going on. And she would say things to them like, you guys are just like big losers in America, right? Or wherever they were from. And you just come here because you think you can get laid, right? And the guys would be like shocked because they're not expecting that. And
is that what she said to you when you first met her?
No, and I met her here.
You're a big loser, huh?
I met her in New York.
You're a big
and I was
loser.
like, yes, you're correct. I am a big loser in New York. And it still didn't hurt. And that's why we're still together.
Yep.
Anyway, my wife was telling that story to one of her Japanese girlfriends who lives here now, and she said she had the same exact experience, and that she almost got punched in the face by the guy when she when she called him out.